Drift prep and what you need to bring to your first drift event. Let's get into it. Welcome back to another video, guys. And today, obviously we're not working on the Hilux, but we are working on the drift car. And I have done a little bit of drift prep. I'm gonna go run through it and show you guys what I've done. And then I'm gonna take you through on what you need for your first event and what you should bring and some stuff to do before you get to the track. So if you're gonna skip through, I'll leave a link down below to where I start on what you need, but let's get into it. First of all, can we just admire those Kansai wheels, guys? They're so nice. So obviously I put my Kansai wheels on because they're the wheels that I'm going to be steering with mostly, and obviously the wheels I'm going to have on the rear for drifting. I do have my stock wheels over there, which I'll be bringing as well for the rears, because the front ones have semi-slicks on them, if you don't know. But coming in, I've just tidied up the seat a bit, so it's way stiffer as well on that. And I tightened up the gear knob a little bit, and I banged this in. But coming in, the most important thing I have done is set up this fire extinguisher. It's super easy to get to, and I used riv nuts. I'll show you in a second once I unpop this. So, where these bolts are connected, I actually used a riv nut. If you don't know what that is, I'll explain in a second. But I just drilled a couple holes, used some riv nuts, my brother's riv nut. It's awesome, and it's literally in the perfect place, and I can just, if there is an accident or a fire, bang, bang out. It takes me 2 seconds. I practice a little bit. Now, another thing I did was I have my stock steering wheel back on, actually, because I didn't like the way the quick release and then the hub sat. I need to get a skinnier hub for the quick release and all that. So I've just got the stock steering wheel back on now, but it should be fine for doing just the skid pan. I am going to bring it to the track just in case I need to do it, and bring the hub as well. I shouldn't really need it, but just in case. And another thing is I had to lower the seat because with my helmet I was actually touching the roof, and I still even touch a little bit with the helmet on, so I might have to go get a new helmet that's a little bit skinnier on the top, but I'm not sure. I do have to tick one more thing off the list, which I'm going to chuck you guys on a time lapse is, and that's tidy up the back and then throw the tires in and stack them up to make it all look neat and tidy. So when I chuck the car on the trailer, it's super simple and we can just take off and go right there. So if you wouldn't believe it, I had my front seat and my back seats just all lying in there. And obviously you can tell it's just a massive mess in here. So I'm going to take all of that out, put it to the side, and then load it into the back of the Hilux, ready for the drift day and taking off, because it's about a 3.5 hour drive to the track, which absolutely sucks, but you have to do it sometimes. So this is the part where I explain what you should bring to your first drift event. I'm just going to get started straight into it. There's a few things that you will need, the basics, like if you are doing a skid pan day, that is. This will vary as well, some of these things, like a fire extinguisher in the car, and some things will vary between your country and your state in Australia, but a lot of the things will still be the same. So starting off, you will need a fire extinguisher in the car. Well, in Victoria at least, you definitely need one mounted within hand's reach. I recommend just having it in there anyways, because if you don't, you'll just get fires anyway, and it's quicker to put a fire out with that instead of waving to the marshals and saying fire, fire. So if you can get out a spot fire with that instead of it just blasting out. You want to have your tools and your toolbox, or your essential tools that you know you'll need on the car. So I'm bringing my King Chrome, actually an awesome set because it has from 8mm all the way to 24mm. Obviously it's missing that one at the moment for some reason, and then it also has the Imperial ones as well, so metric and Imperial, and I have all these as well in it, and the Allen keys as well, which is awesome. So make sure you bring your little toolkit with you. Don't have to have this size, but make sure you have your general 8mm, 10mm, you know, all that sort of stuff. Now you want to make sure you have a decent kind of jack in the car, or like with you at the track day, because you will obviously be checking up the back to get the back wheels off, and just in case something goes wrong, you need to see under the car, you definitely want to have a decent jack with you. I used to have this small one here, but I just went out and bought this cheap one. It was like $100 at Super Cheap Auto, which is like your Riley's auto parts store if you're in America or something. Now, the drift event I'm going with have a little sheet that you can tick off to make sure that you have all the essential things ticked off as well, which is awesome. But if you don't, I'm going to run through a little bit of them now, which I already have been. And you just need to make sure that if you have a bucket chair in here that you've put in recently, or even just a standard chair, you just want to make sure it's bolted down correctly so you're not flying around all over the place, and that it'll pass scrutineering, because that is one of the key things to hold you and make you safe in your car. Now, if you are just doing a skid pan day, like a drift, like if you're getting taught, you probably don't need more than one set of tires, because I don't think you're going to be smashing rubber all day, but it is probably a good idea to bring some spares like I'm doing. I'm bringing 3 sets, so I've got the ones that are on it now, 2 there, and then another one over there. So it's pretty good to bring at least another spare set with you, just in case you do get really confident and you just start blazing your tires. But if they are doing a wet pan, you will not need anything at all. The thing that may get looked over, if you've just done an engine replacement in your car or something, or you just haven't looked in your engine bay for a while, you want to make sure your firewall is completely blocked off, so no fire in your engine bay can just go straight into your cockpit. So you just want to go a quick run over that. Scrutineering will look at that as well, so make sure like the main holes, or you haven't cut a hole in your firewall at all, make sure it's all sealed up as well. It's also a really good idea to bring some jack stands with you, just in case you need to get under the car, jack it up, and be really safe. These ones were kind of expensive and not too bad. You can definitely get some cheaper ones from Super Cheap Auto once again, or Autobarn, or one of those places. You don't have to do this thing on a massive budget, which I'm going to get into soon. Another handy thing to bring with you is zip ties, which I have a bag in there. I am actually running low, but a good thing is to just run down to the store, Super Cheap Auto once again, and just get a pack of 100 zip ties, because you most likely will be zip tying something like your front bumper bar, or something in the engine bay that's flapping around, or something in the cockpit that's flapping around. They're just super handy to have. Remember to wear long sleeve, like a long sleeve t-shirt or a jumper, if you don't have a race suit, and long pants and enclosed shoes. This probably changes in America and other places as well, because they're pretty laid back over there, and it changes everywhere around the world. But in Australia, it's pretty much like that everywhere, I believe, mostly in Victoria. So yeah, definitely make sure that you aren't forgetting your long sleeves and all that stuff, and if you are bringing friends, tell them as well. Probably for one of the last main essential things is a helmet. If you have a motorbike helmet, it's okay to just use that, and it will change again if you do want to have one of those like half face helmets. I'm pretty sure you can use them in Victoria. You might have to look that up, because different events have different rules. And that obviously again will change everywhere you are. So just always look up your FAQs on your drift event sites, and make sure you have a list of things like I've just said. There is one thing in there that I kind of forgot, and that is make sure you bring a spare jerry can full of fuel, either E85 or 98 or whatever your car runs really. Just make sure you have a full jerry can of that, because you'll probably definitely go through a full tank of fuel. Depending on how big your skid pan is, how confident you are, or if you're even out on the track. Now, if you are new and you're watching this and you haven't been to a drift event before, I'm going to be doing a full review on Keep It Reach Drift School. So I'm going to have in-car GoPros, and obviously on my helmet, and obviously I'm going to be bringing this camera to give a full review and to show you guys on how much I've learned and how much the other classmates learn as well. Whoever wants to be filmed and not be filmed, whatever. So there is this massive thing, I think, around drifting, and obviously watching drifting videos, where all these guys have these super awesome cars, or S13s or whatever, like Adam LZ and Jimmy Oaks and all that, and it kind of comes across as if you really need to have that money poured into your car to start drifting. You don't. You can literally go and buy a BMW for $400, manual or automatic if you really want, and just start drifting on a skid pan or drift school or whatever. I've seen Luke Fink drive an automatic AU and absolutely shred it. I've seen people with Skyline R31s automatic absolutely shred it as well, and I've watched them go from being really bad on the start of the day to literally linking the whole course. So you don't have to have the best car, and I'm sure I'll be able to show you guys that at the drift event. Also, if you are in Victoria, there's a couple things you can do. There's Vic Drift Drift School, there's Keep It Reach Drift School, And there is also Drift Cadet, which also have an awesome fleet of cars for you to learn in, going from A, B, C, D, and they have a few Toyota 86s, 2 are non-supercharged and 2 are supercharged, and I think you can even drive their SS supercharged ute, which is insane, and they teach you a lot. If you're new around here, I have a Hilux build going on at the moment. It's literally sick. We're 4 episodes in, so definitely go check that out. And obviously I have this 180SX here, which I am building into a drift car / street car. So if you are new, consider hitting subscribe, even become a member by hitting that join button down below, or the link below that says join here. You get some awesome perks, and don't forget to hit the like button and leave a comment if you like the video. And thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.